Hello, my name's Charmaine Bryan. I'm author of the book Stop Buying Clothes You Don't Wear and founder of Charmaine Bryan Image Consulting. I help entrepreneurs and professionals to enhance their image by elevating their appearance, behavior, and communication skills. Thank you for joining me today. And today's topic, I decided I'm going to be talking about what is image and why it's so important. And I decided to pick this topic this week because I actually have been putting in proposals to speak. And in one in particular, I put in a proposal this week to speak about image at my co-working space that I work from to deliver a lunch and learn presentation. And I was turned down because they said that they were focusing on business development. So I mean, I could argue, of course, that working on your image is business development. It matters and it does affect your business. But I decided that I will do the presentation anyway to the community. So I will book some time in August or September and put my presentation in so that those in the community can still benefit from it. And it did get me thinking about image, and I wanted to talk about that today, as there is a lot of difficulty understanding what image is sometimes, because a lot of people associate image with fashion, fashion styling especially. And I've spoken about this on a live before briefly and in presentations. And I think what you don't know about image is that what image isn't is that it isn't fashion styling. And a lot of people think that it is. And of course, fashion is part of image, but it's not about image. So for example, if you wanted to see, if you was consulting with a fashion stylist, they can really help you with putting together a look for an event or a special occasion, versus when you're looking at your image overall, it's about your lifestyle. So I say focus on more about what looks great on you, what suits you, what reflects your lifestyle, rather than thinking about what's the latest fashion trends. Of course, be up to date in terms of what is current. I mean, you don't want to look out of fashion, but it's not the main premise isn't about wearing the latest fashion trends, because the latest fashion trends may or may not suit you, and it's not really about keeping up with what's going on. It's really about finding that look and style that is authentic to you, rather than what's coming off the catwalks. So that's the first myth about image. It is not fashion styling, although fashion does play a part. And the second myth about image is that a lot of people think it's all about external appearance, which appearance definitely does take that aspect of image. I mean, in image consulting, when I did my training, whenever we talk about image, and we like to call image the ABCs of image. So appearance, the A being appearance, being one of them, B is behavior, and C is communication. And all of those three things do make up image. But of course, a lot of people do think image being the appearance and the external appearance, which it's a lot more than that. So it's really to clear up that misconception that it is just about external image, which plays a part, but isn't all of it. So I've said what image isn't and what image is. So why is image so important? Well, image is important because it matters. First impressions matter. When you meet someone for the first time, you want to make the best possible first impression. And image plays a huge part of this. Because if you don't make that great first impression, it's very hard to get back it's very hard to get that first impression back. It's not impossible. And if you change context, if you meet someone again in a different context and you make a better first impression, then probably you can get it back. But it does take a lot of work. So you really want to be focusing on making that great first impression when you meet someone, because then you have that element of control. And your image plays a huge part of this: how you're dressed, how you behave, and how you're communicating with someone. Example being, if you're going for a job interview and you turn up in ripped jeans, you're wearing a slouchy sweater, and you're swearing and you're not polite, chances are you are probably not going to get that job, versus someone who's dressed apart for the industry, probably put on a suit, has are polite to everyone in the organization they come across before getting into the interview room, and they answer the questions and behave accordingly and display body language that shows they want to be there. That is two different scenarios. I mean, and that's no guarantee the person will get the job, but they have more chance of getting the job than that person who's come in slouchy jeans and looks like they actually don't care about the people that they're interviewing with. So you want to make that positive first impression, because you don't know who's watching you. And also it really makes an impact not on yourself because you're going forward and you're feeling confident. It also makes an impact on, if you work for an organization or you're volunteering for an organization, image is absolutely key. I mean, an image, the difference between someone's image can really work on the bottom line, can really affect the bottom line of an organization. You know, if you have staff who turn up late, who are horrible to customers on the phone, or they're making this horrible first impression with clients that they're meeting, that means potentially that the potential clients may not want to work with your organization. If staff are turning up late, it could make a difference between starting an event on time. There's all sorts of consequences when staff are not projecting an image that organizations want to portray. So image really can make an impact. And if you're an entrepreneur, you are your brand, and you want to make sure that when you're meeting with potential clients, sponsors, fundraisers, even if you work in a not-for-profit world, you may work in an organization that's more relaxed and laid back, and you don't really need to think about your image, especially if it's a grassroots organization. But if you want to attract funding and sponsors to your organization, how your image comes across is so important, because while your organization or yourself may be more relaxed, the people who you're meeting with may not be. And it's definitely advised to, when you're meeting with these people, to communicate with them in their language, how they're dressing, just so that you're speaking the same language and that they feel that they can work with you. Because let's be honest, most people do business or go into partnerships with people who they know, like, and trust, and your image plays a huge part in that. So whether it's image for personal branding and to build confidence in yourself, if you're going for a promotion, or you're an entrepreneur looking for the next clients, or you're representing the brand of your company where you are going out for dinner with clients, or you're presenting to clients, and or stakeholders who could be government, they could be private corporate organizations. You've always got to be thinking about your image and how you dress, how you're behaving, how you're communicating with representatives. Because as people like doing business who they know, like, and trust, and if you look the part and you sound the part, I mean, I'm not saying don't be authentic and don't be yourself, but it's really about working to working with those people and getting along with them. And people, when they choose to work with an organization or they choose to take on a client, they want to make sure that who they're working with, they can get along with. They don't want to be working with difficult people because they can always go to the next person. You know, your business could be a dime a dozen, or your idea could be a dime a dozen. So I highly recommend really thinking about investing in your image, because it is your self-brand. And it's not even just about your professional life. It's also in your personal life. If you are meeting new people in a social situation, it's about being confident so that you can then be authentic and yourself. Or if you're putting yourself out there dating, you want to put your best foot forward. So making sure that you're representing who you want to put yourself out there, who you want represented, not putting out someone who they may make those assumptions about you, and you can't help what assumptions are made about you. But if you have some measure of control of how you're putting yourself out there, it can make a huge difference. So image, the appearance, the behavior, and the communication plays a huge part in your image. And I would definitely advise you to be thinking about those when you are presenting yourself, especially meeting new people for the first time. But it's also about developing the image that you want to present, so that it's not just meeting people for the first time, but it's ongoing communication. When you see those people again and again, that you're communicating in a way and you're presenting yourself in a way that is true to you, and that so that people can see your best. So if you would like some more information on how you can present yourself using the ABCs, the appearance, behavior, and communication, do get in touch with me. I'd love to hear. You can write in the comments below. I do offer 30-minute complimentary image strategy sessions where we can go through some strategies on where you could, what aspects of image that you would like to work on. Then you would come away with what you know that you need to work on, or maybe it's something that you may have a strength, but there's other areas that could do with some work. So do get in touch with me. Comment below if you're interested, or do go to my website, charmainebryan.com, and go to my contact page, and you can email me or fill out the contact form. So anyway, I would love to hear from you. Do put in the comments what you think about image, and if you're happy with your image, or if you think that there's any way that you can enhance your image. I'd love to hear your thoughts. But thank you for tuning in. As usual, I'll be back next week, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Thursday, and I look forward to seeing you next week.